I just want to thank you again for letting me use your eyes and practice here. So you can see that these are iridology charts, and this is the guy here, Bernard Jensen, that he first discovered all this stuff when he was a kid. Didn't really think about it till later, and then when he became a doctor, he realized he had stumbled upon something. So there's been a lot of studying on this since 1850 when it was first figured out and studied. You can see that everything here that's in the body is reflected in the eye. So they say that the iris is a reflex of what's going on in the body. And each one of the systems is in your iris. So that's the elimination system. So in the elimination system, you can see the skin, the lymphatics, and so on, right? Your lungs and your intestines and kidneys and so on. So each system is reflected in there. There's your respiratory system, and you see you have your left side and your right side, so both lungs, and we have digestive system, right, and so on and so on. So as we can look at each system individually, or you can look at different parts. So you can look at the stomach, right, and everything that's included with the stomach except the bronchus. So that's your stomach area, and we can look at the intestines, and that's your intestine area, and so on and so on. So we can look at different zones. These are called zones, and they reveal things about ourselves. So let's just jump right into this without too much. So there we have your eye. I'm just going to dim this down a little bit because we can't really see your eye. So I'm going to bring it down. Okay, and if we just take this away, I have four total pictures of your eyes, but I can only, let's say the left one here. I kind of picked the best one that I got. And then your right one eye was looking over to one side. So you can see how it makes it not circular. So I'm going to choose that one. Okay, so you can see some of the things about your eye. As that we're going to talk about all this white stuff. Okay, so all this white stuff is your lymphatic system as being congested, and that can be actually looks like it's cleaning up more than coming in. So it's acute to me. It looks acute. The darker parts here, these are subacute, and these really black parts are chronic, just bordering on degenerative. So let's take a look at all this. Your skin is around the outside, so let's just pop that chart up so you can get a good view of what I'm talking about. So here you can see the skin around the outside is it's a little plugged up here in this area, so you can actually see across from in the chest area. There's some congestion in the skin, and why we're worried about that is the skin is your third kidney, and if the skin is not letting out toxins, just like the kidneys do, then there starts to be problems, right? So only it seems like on part of your body is the skin an issue. So we can look at, let's zoom in on this so you can take a good look at it. So you can see that the abdomen area on the skin, and the thorax and lung area, maybe some neck and up in the head region. So, and the way you can get that flowing, clearing the skin, is take hot cold showers. So while you're in the shower, just flip over to freezing cold for a few, like as long as you can stand it, then go back to a nice hot shower and keep doing that. Skin brushing helps. Exercise certainly helps, like lots of rebounding. That helps the lymphatic system. and lots of just sweating and running. If you got um, a means to a hot tub or an infrared sauna, that might help. So let's take a look at some other things that I see. So I didn't get a good shot of this eye, so I can't tell if you have a strong constitution or not. It looks like it's many layers. So it looks like there's some new lymphatic problems coming over top of some old problems. So you can see this seems to be dark underneath here, right? And here, this is dark here. So because we didn't get a nice crisp round image, so we can see that there's some skin problems and a circulation in this area, right? And here we're seeing some darkening around the heart and the bronchioles and the lungs. And that's just your left lung right now that we're looking at, right? So if you can go to Robert Morse, ND, he's got a bunch of YouTube videos. They're just awesome. And he's got a website with a bunch of herbs he sells to help clean all this out. You're one of the lucky ones. This is your colon is not as bad as some that I've seen. So that's good news. You need a good colon. So around the pupil, I wish this was a clearer picture, but it looks like you might have some problems with nutrient absorption. So you can see that in your fingernails. So if you have vertical lines in your fingernails, then that shows you're malabsorbed, and that's what it's looking like here. A little bit of malabsorption. So this looks like a drug deposit. So that drug deposit's kind of in your adrenals, right? It might have a little bit of thigh pain. I don't know. So you could get your adrenals going, but you're lucky. Your kidneys look pretty good. They're just congested a little bit with lymph. So I would start cleansing, and cleansing with a lymph. And for your stomach, if you do get heartburn or anything, you might try the pure organic apple cider vinegar with Mother. So I get that heartburn or sore stomach when I eat melons and fruits and stuff all at one sitting. And the 2 tablespoons apple cider vinegar takes that all away, but you might not need 2 tablespoons. So these lipomas here, these deep, they look deep. So if we saw this in 3D, these would be like canyons in your eye. And these are signs that we're going to have a little, I don't want to say we're going to have, but it looks like there's a problem there. So yeah, it's something you might want to consider. So in the bronchioles, in the solar plexus area, and around your heart and into your lungs. So you might want to look into that. Also shows that you're having some maybe some problems in your lower jaw. I don't know. Could be lower jaw. Could be anything like teeth missing or root canal or anything like that. And if you have a root canal, I strongly suggest getting rid of it. Let's see. Everything else here, this is all, it's going into chronic. This is darker. So again with the bronchioles. So it's getting a little dark in the lung area. And there's breathing exercises you can do. Get on a treadmill, get your lungs filled up, get them pumping out. My wife and I have been known to use like 35% food grade hydrogen peroxide are in our water evaporator. Like we have a mister, and we keep that in the bedroom when we feel that we need it for our lungs, but um, it's very rare, and it's only if we're sick or something. Um, this is a light reflection, I think, from inside the building. Um, the head area is one of the cleaner ones I've ever seen, so it doesn't look like you're getting too much memory loss or anything like that. It looks like everything's functioning fine. It can be cleaner. It's all have to do with your lymphatic system. So first thing with lymphatics is you want to make sure your kidneys are clear and working. And there's like we're taking a tea right now for opening our kidneys up and getting them filtering, and they were not filtering. Like when we pee in a jar and wait an hour, it is not cloudy. And now lately it's been really cloudy, and my wife gets lots of sediment at the bottom, which is what you want. You want to know it's filtering. If it's the color isn't that important. The color only says if you're hydrated or dehydrated, and even that's not really that important, because if you're on a dry fast, then yeah, you're going to be dehydrated. So you have to know your own body. So your kidneys look pretty good. Just a little bit of congestion. Just suggest peeing in a jar and see what it looks like. And if it's cloudy, you're good. And if you got sediment at the bottom of the jar, that's even better. Your adrenals, everybody's got adrenal problems, because if you ever had a shot or anything, it seems to attack the adrenals. And so with your adrenals, what happens is they might be in overactive mode or underactive mode. So if you got like leg twitches at night and stuff like that, then they're probably in overactive mode. And so it tends to keep your body in the fight or flight. And that means that your body doesn't get to heal. So our bodies do a lot of healing at night while we're sleeping, right? And if our bodies are in fight or flight, then they don't get to do much healing, right? So if you're like me, you're in this sympathetic mode, and that means that you're in like fight or flight. So we want to be out of that, and you can get Herbs again from his website, and you'll fix the adrenals and get them to calm down, I guess. Yeah, so you just have a lot of lymphatics, and I don't know if I can see, like I didn't when I looked at your eye originally. I could see these stress lines, right? These little stress circles going through your eye, and again, that's from the adrenals, right? So they're stressing out your nervous system, and you're very lucky that you don't have much lymphatics going on the wall of the intestine. So this is all the walls of the intestine. So you don't have much congestion along that. So you're getting some good absorption through here, and that's because you got good gut flora. It looks like you have good gut flora, not great gut flora, but it's good. If this was great, I mean, this whole eye would be blue, right? But it's mostly white, which gives the illusion sometimes of blue, right? So you want to get rid of all this lymphatic fluid out of your body, and you can just look it up online, and they'll tell you all about lymph fluid. Anyway, that's the left eye. Let's go look at the right eye. So this is the better picture of the right eye that I found anyway. So you can see on the right side we have a couple more. I don't know. These are a strange color. So these could be something other than a drug deposit. So this could be like sulfur buildup or anything like that. So again, it could be from, I don't know, shots, or it could be just bad food, not eating organic or eating, packaged food and stuff. But for this to happen, it isn't a one-time thing, right? So this is a long-time thing. Could be an injury. Usually injuries are black, though. So this looks like it's going down through your back, and into the vagina area and in the pubis area. So anyway, again, we have just a little bit of white on this side. So we have two kidneys, right and left, and they both operate separately. So when you take your blood pressure, check both wrists, both arms, and it'll tell you the condition of your adrenals and your kidneys. So the high number, they say, is your adrenal, and the low number is your kidneys. So, and I'm not like, from the stuff I've learned, that 120/80 is not really the standard. I mean, it's just the standard in America and Canada because they try to get more customers. For years and years and years, it was 145. So in other countries, it's 145. Some countries it's as high as 160. It's crazy. So it's who wants more customers, right? So they lower the number to get more customers. All right, so here, yeah, we're not seeing much. We see the skin issues again. So all along the same side. So if you look at this, it's like flipped over. So you can see you've got the same skin issues on both sides of your body. And again, some bronchial problems here. And a little bit of malabsorption in the stomach. But all these really brownish spots, they are like subacute. And this looks degenerative. So if we don't get on that right away, so it looks like a shoulder and neck, right? And it's funny because your liver, or your liver is pretty clean. It's just a little dirty. And let's check the other eye with the liver. So the kidney, let's see, the liver. Yeah, so usually there's a spot here where the liver shows as a very tiny object. Most of the liver is shown on the right eye. So the liver is pretty clean. You got a little bit of lymphatic fluid that's gone to well, it's more critical now. So it's up there. So some liver cleansing. I don't know if you're into enemas. Coffee enemas are awesome. You can look that up online. And usually when you have a neck and shoulder pain, it's the liver that's taxed. So the liver is held up through muscles through your neck and shoulder, and if the liver is full of stones, or if it's really getting very congested, it gets heavier, so it pulls down on the neck and shoulder, and that is on the right side. So because your heart is on the left side, not much of the liver is on the left. So that's just telling you that that might be a problem. So again, your bronchials, same as your left side, and we talked about this already. So if I had clearer pictures, probably help a lot. I'm getting a camera. I've ordered one, and these holes here, these lipomas, these are just warning signs. So you might want to, work on your lungs, work on the lungs, and get them cleared up, and just exercise, and maybe get some of Robert Morris. He has all kinds of nice herbs, and you can look up all the herbs too and find out which herbs are good for what, and they do work. They're like miracle things. Like, I can't believe how well they work. I only took that tea for 4 days, and all of a sudden I was getting cloudy urine and little particles. So incredible stuff. Anyway, that's a quick overview of the eye. I didn't spend too much time, just 20 minutes. Um, Again, with these stress lines, they are from an overactive adrenal, so you're stressing out your systems. Doesn't mean that you're stressed out mentally, just stressing out systems. And other than that, I would work on the stomach and see what's going on there. And the skin is very important. And anyway, review this, and if you've got any more questions, just give me a shout. Bye for now.